Good morning, everyone, and welcome to the PivotBoss pre-market video for Wednesday, April 29th, 2020. Happy birthday to my mom. Thank you very much for giving me life on this day many years ago. And let's take a look here at the markets. Here is the ES in the daily time frame. You'll see here that the ES has pushed through the midpoint of yesterday's tail that developed at the top end of the range. It's through the midpoint of that range. It's a very bullish case here, in that for the most part, when you see this type of behavior here, where you have a very narrow range and then price breaks to the top and fails back into the range, it's usually an indication that you may come back to the other end of the range. The failure point of that idea is if price pushes through this midpoint the next day. It's very similar to what happened back here when price pushed through the top of this narrow range, came back into the range, but the next day pushed through the mid and became a 3 to 5 day up move. Same type of behavior could happen today if we continue to hold and stay above that midpoint, which is basically 2880. That's the key level to watch here. Yesterday's midpoint is 2882 quarter, so 2880s is the zone there, and right now we're testing the top of yesterday's range here at 2913 half. Again, very clear uptrending market. Price continues to honor the PIMA trigger zone there, and now we're through the midpoint of yesterday's tail, which could trigger more upside ahead if price continues to hold above that 2880. If we take a look here at the NQ, very similar price action right now, although yesterday we had a bearish outside day. So you see here, this is the narrow 2-week range right here. In the previous session, price came right up to the previous highs and failed back downward, forming a bearish outside day down. That usually would indicate a move back toward 2-week lows as well, back toward 8300, 8350. But right now, again, price is through 8800, which is yesterday's midpoint, and that could trigger another round of strength. Again, very similar to what happened back here, where we had a rejection, closed through the mid, and 3 to 5 days or more, we saw more strength ahead. So again, this is very important here to push through that 8800 and hold. That would suggest there could be more upside ahead. And again, narrow 2-week range here. So if we break through the upside, that could be a 1 to 2 week move where we could see strength here. So continue to watch 8800 as the key pivot here early in the day. If we take a look at crude oil, this one is up 20% right now, up 2.5 points up toward 1480. Again, this is the June contract of crude oil right now, and it's holding the $10 level. At some point, if it breaks below 10, again, not much room to go before it gets to zero down there. So this market continues to hold below 18.5, 19 in a very narrow range right now. There is a little bit of a bounce that's coming right now, but again, you got to be careful with crude oil in this current environment. Here's a look at gold. Gold is down about 1/3% right now, but has been pushing higher overall. You can see the clear uptrend here. A very nice rejection off the 1700s, which led to a quick push higher. We've now seen a pullback, and this is reaching and testing the previous session's midpoint. If it can hold this zone, there could be a continuation higher, but gold has had a little bit of trouble getting going to the upside here lately. If you look at the intraday time frame, we have this little downward sloping channel, so it really needs to start pushing through 2-day highs here. If it can get above 1725, rather 1730, something like that, this thing could start to work its way up toward recent highs and push back toward that 1775 zone. Right now, any failure of 1700 starts to open up a retest of recent lows. So this market continues to trend higher, is currently in a downward sloping channel here on the intraday time frame. But if it can get above 1730, it really opens up some upside on the near-term time frame. That is it for now. We'll see how this plays out heading into the rest of the session. Now keep in mind, the Fed comes out later on today. Today is the Fed interest rate decision and the FOMC meeting minutes. So we will see how the Fed proceeds from here and get some indication of that moving forward. So that's going to give us another key data point to watch here as we move forward. All right, that is it for now. We'll see how this develops the rest of the session. Good luck, trade well, and I'll see you in the trading room. Take care.